Across university campuses and beyond, it is said to be a highly challenging profession. Actuarial science is offered at a few South African universities and trains students to offer unique services in the financial services sector. These individuals employ their mathematical and statistical prowess to evaluate risk, such as that faced by insurance companies. Actuaries use these skills to ensure that guarantees or promises made by businesses, such as banks and insurance companies, can be honored, perhaps even decades before the event occurs. Director of Actuarial Studies at Wits University, Professor Stephen Jurish, says that major strides have been made over the years in the development of outstanding actuaries in South Africa.
South African actuaries are held in very high regard around the world, and our profession has grown from roughly 200 actuaries, say, 20 years ago, to more than 1,100 practicing in South Africa today. And of course we have a large expatriate community of actuaries that have done very well in very many markets. And they are very active in many of the industries where South Africa is perceived to be a world leader. So our insurance industry, one of the most innovative in the world, our private healthcare industry and some of its solutions, and also our banking sector. Actuaries are increasingly getting involved there, and our banking sector is also at the cutting edge in terms of innovation and also security.
Jurish says that students wanting to study actuarial science need to be highly competent in mathematics, but also as communicators. More importantly, he says, they have to be able to cope with unstructured problem solving, a skill that he says the current school system is struggling to develop in its students.
One of the challenges that we are facing today is that the school system is not developing students sufficiently in these key areas. And part of the reason is that the school curriculum is not really aimed at the top of the class, it's aimed at the middle. And so the top students are very often not stretched and not required to develop the skills that we need. So we get the cream of the crop that comes into the program, we really do. They are superb, talented young South Africans from all walks of life, from every sphere. And essentially our problem is that the school system hasn't really served them very well.
Creating solutions that address this challenge, according to Jurish, means that universities have to address the skills deficit and shift how students engage with the material. But even with these difficulties, and others such as financial and accommodation issues faced by some students, investment into this discipline appears to be bearing fruit. One of many students who has succeeded in generating a successful career as an actuary is Talita Latchman. Now working as an actuary at Hollard, her journey through this challenging educational landscape was aided by a bursary from the South African Actuarial Development Program for her honours year at Wits. The SAADP has partnered with Wits as well as the universities of Cape Town and Pretoria to offer financial and other support to talented students in this field. The SAADP, in turn, was founded by Sasria, a short-term risk insurer, which continues to provide substantial financial support for students through the SAADP as a part of Sasria's corporate social investment strategy into education and skills development. But Talita's affinity for problem solving began many years before even hearing about the SAADP bursary.
When I was actually about 12 years old, my dad brought home a career magazine. One of the careers being featured was that of an actuary. When you're 12, you don't really know too much about it, and it wasn't very detailed. But things that stuck with me is probably that I'd work in the insurance industry, and as well as the usual one that if you have an affinity for maths, it's probably a good career to go into.
The combined investment into actuarial studies by universities and key partners such as the SAADP, including the critical funding from a range of partners including Sasria, has made the dream of becoming an actuary possible for bright minds like Talita. With the financial support behind her, she says self-belief is crucial to succeeding in this career.
I think all careers have their challenges. Any studies can be challenging, but particularly with the actuarial career, what I feel is your biggest challenge is generally yourself. And once you can move past that obstacle, and if you can believe in yourself and be committed to finishing it and be confident that you have the ability to do it, I don't think there's many other challenges. What I do believe is that the people that generally would drop out, it's not, like I said, for lack of ability. I think eventually you just decide that it's not for you, because actuarial science isn't for everyone. But people that do believe that it's something that they want to work towards and something that they enjoy, they generally do qualify.